Welcome to Mock Draft Monday. The 2024 NFL Draft is coming up, and that means it's time to project what will happen in the draft. This video actually strays away from those projections. In this episode, I'm going to talk about some prospects that you should watch out for in this year's Senior Bowl. I'm Chase Keller, and welcome to 10 2024 NFL Draft prospects to watch for in the Senior Bowl. Enjoy. Kicking off this list at number 10 is the only quarterback to make this list in South Carolina's Spencer Rattler. The fifth-year senior is not my favorite prospect in this quarterback class, but he can 100% turn heads at the Senior Bowl. His story is very intriguing, but not the most appealing. I'm not going to sure how many teams are going to want an Oklahoma reject that transferred to a low-end SEC school. It's not until you look at his fifth college season to where you get interested. Rattler showed some of the best passing of his career, throwing for more yards, more touchdowns, and fewer interceptions than last year. Most importantly, he developed as a deep passer, at least turning into a viable deep passer, which we have not seen in his collegiate career yet. His ability to place passes 40 yards or deeper still isn't the best, and his deep balls can be a little erratic, but it's still better than it's ever been. With his comeback season coming right before him entering the NFL draft, the Senior Bowl is his time to capitalize. He also has a couple competitors in this class, with mid-round guys like Michael Pratt and Joe Milton. If he could take great play and run with it in this Senior Bowl, he's going to remove a lot of questions on if his skill set will work in the NFL. And for that reason, he's number 10 on this list. Moving on to number 9, one of my favorite prospects in this class in Maryland's Bo Brady makes his way here. There is a combination of a couple reasons why he's on this list, and it starts with the fact that I just like him as a prospect. He's got so many traits that teams will love, varying from physical traits to athletic traits. But even if I like him as a prospect, I can't deny that he had a down year in 2023. He let 3 touchdowns go, and he only had 4 pass breakups, which was less than last season. He took steps backwards in coverage his senior season, and his consistent development just stunted. Instead of being a top safety in this class, he fell back to a 4th round projection, but he still has an opportunity. There are so many top tier safeties in this class, including some of those top guys like Cameron Kinchins and Javon Bullard. Brady is the 8th consensus ranked safety in this class and the 6th in the Senior Bowl. With a great performance, he could make his way up safety draft boards and possibly get drafted on day 2. For that reason, he's number 9 on this list. Making his way onto here at number 8 is Louisville wide receiver Jamari Thrash. If you've been living under a rock, this wide receiver class is absolutely stacked, and Thrash is kind of just sitting in the middle of it. He's currently projected to be a 4th round selection, but he's the 21st ranked wide receiver according to consensus. Whoa. I put him on this list because he proved his worthiness in his 5th-year grad season at Louisville. Despite spending his first 4 seasons at Georgia State, he thrusted himself into a wide receiver 1 role immediately at Louisville. And in a season where Louisville's passing offense was not too good, Thrash was a bright spot. Along with that, he's received some praise from some big-name analysts lately, including Field Yates, who posted a clip of his on his X profile. Now it's time to work at the games. Given his play style, he's going to be competing with guys like Tez Walker and Brendan Rice at the games. We will see where he ends up at the end of all of this. For all of these reasons, he's number 8 on this list. I have a very interesting selection at number 7 here. Marshall running back Rasheen Ali makes his way on this list. I'm not sure a lot of people know who he is. He played 4 years at Marshall and racked up career rushing numbers of 2,800 yards and 39 touchdowns. And that's really only off of 2 years of production. He's projected to be a 6th round pick in this class, but I think he's pretty underappreciated. I'm very high on him as a prospect, and I was last year before he decided to return to school. A lot of it has to do with what he brings to the red zone. In his sophomore year, he ran for 1,400 yards and 23 touchdowns. and if he applied for a red shirt, he would have gotten it, and it would have been his red shirt freshman year. I swear on all of the runs that I saw inside the 5-yard line, he scored. This all goes without mentioning that he has viable athleticism that can make him a 3-down back in the NFL. He's going into the Senior Bowl as the 6th best running back according to NFLMockDraftDatabase.com. And he's competing with 2 other names that aren't too big, like Isaiah Davis and Dylan Laube, who both compete in the FCS. If he could show off his work, teams are going to realize that just because he went to Marshall doesn't mean he's not worth your draft pick. For that reason, Ali is number 7 on my list. Let's return to the Power 5 where the rest of this list comes from. Mizzou cornerback Ennis Rakestraw Jr. is 6th on this list. When I made my first top 10 cornerbacks list in December, which wasn't my own rankings, that was consensus rankings, Mizzou cornerback Chris Abrams-Drain was in the top 10, and Rakestraw was nowhere to be found. And that's because at the time, he was projected to be a late day 3 pick. And as the last month has developed, people have realized that he might be worth a 2nd round selection. And now he's made his way into the top 10 of consensus, currently being cornerback 8. And it's all because he broke out in 2023. Despite fighting through injury, he still put together a very good season, becoming one of the best cornerbacks in all of college football. He's a gritty cornerback with the athleticism to cover in both man and zone. The fluidity is there, the anticipation is there. He's got a great combination of traits. So, because of his 2023 season, consensus has him in the top 10, and they have him above his teammate Chris Abrams-Drain. Rakestraw enters the Senior Bowl as the cornerback 3 in the games. If he can outperform guys like Quinyon Mitchell and Kalen King, he's going to rise up draft boards even more than he already has. As a result, Rakestraw Jr. is number 6 on this list. Now, as I enter the top 5, I'm going to throw a curveball and talk about 2 guys at once. Obviously, it makes sense to group Texas interior defensive lineman T'Vondre Sweat and Byron Murphy together. So why are they both together here? Well, I was interested to see not only one, but both of them accepted Senior Bowl invites. There has been a wide debate on who the better defensive tackle is, and currently, according to consensus, Byron Murphy is 45 and T'Vondre Sweat is 46. Wow. I recently came out with the video talking about the stock risers of the bowl games, and Byron Murphy made that list. I said when I was describing him that he could sometime pass T'Vondre Sweat in the consensus rankings. I didn't think it would have come this quick, but the Senior Bowl is going to tell a lot about it. What's the difference between the two? Well, it's kind of a big difference. Murphy is the better pass rusher, while Sweat is the better run defender. Murphy has better pass rush moves and elusiveness on the line. Sweat has a bigger frame and he's stronger. Both prospects are 100% going to go within the first 2 days. Now it's just contemplating where they will go. And I think the Senior Bowl is going to be a huge take on which one of them has the bragging rights. Preferably to do so, one of them is going to have to show that they can do the other thing that I said they were worse at, like Murphy with run defending and Sweat with rushing the passer. We'll see what it comes down to at the Senior Bowl, but at this time, my number 5 and my number 4 are these 2 defensive tackles from Texas. 3 prospects left. I mentioned Kalen King earlier, so let's return to the cornerbacks and talk about him out of Penn State at number 3. He is one of the more interesting storylines going into the draft, and with the fact that he's going to the Senior Bowl, it just makes it that much more interesting. King was a projected first-round pick from everyone in the draft world. Then he had a very disappointing 2023 season. He allowed 61% of his targets to be caught. He only had 1 pass breakup compared to 9 the year before, and he was still targeted 41 times. Teams didn't really want to throw the ball his way. He was targeted 59 times in his sophomore season. But despite that, when he was targeted, his coverage was inefficient. Because of his 2023 struggles, he has fallen from a projected first-round pick to number 39 on the consensus big board. So the question is, where will he fall to? How seriously will teams take his disappointing junior season? Him accepting the Senior Bowl invite was actually really smart, and now he has a chance to prove to scouts that he is still worth a first-round pick. If he could perform well in the Senior Bowl, teams will back it up. If he doesn't perform well in the Senior Bowl, he might turn into that Keely Ringo kind of fall. Because of this crazy storyline, King ends up in 3rd place. Runner-up on this list is UCLA edge rusher Laiatu Latu, who is currently renowned as the #1 player in the Senior Bowl according to consensus. He's currently ranked as the 13th best prospect in the 2024 class, and he's ranked as the 2nd best edge, only behind Dallas Turner. And those are the 2 exact reasons why Latu is on this list. He's going to be drafted very high, and he still took an invite to the Senior Bowl. The explosive and powerful Latu is still a gem in this class. And while his athleticism isn't really up to par, his play style is still very effective and present in the NFL today. So now he looks to pass Dallas Turner. Turner is renowned as higher simply because he's more athletic, he's got sheer talent, and people just think he's better. But with this Senior Bowl opportunity, Latu can take it and run and become the #1 edge in the 2024 draft. The first team that should take one is Chicago at pick 9, so Latu might be targeted there. So, if he could capitalize off the games, he could try and rise himself higher than he already is and be drafted higher than Dallas Turner. Because of these reasons, Latu is #2 on this list. And finally, to top this list of 2024 NFL draft prospects to watch for in the Senior Bowl, I have offensive tackle Talisa Fuaga out of Oregon State. Fuaga has made waves in this NFL draft, especially on my channel, but he's currently listed as the offensive tackle #5 in this class. Playing for Oregon State, he doesn't have the best momentum because he played for a team that had a disappointing end to the season and their offense was never really great. But Fuaga was a massive bright spot there. He can block both the pass and the run, he can block both kinds of rushers, and he's very smart when blocking. But just look at some of these comments on my top 10 offensive linemen video that I made in November. Fuaga is closer to #2 than he is to #5. No Fuaga, his running game might be the best in this class. No Fuaga is wild. This was enough for me to literally copy and paste my reply to all of these people. I didn't make this list. Consensus did. Those do start in February though, so be on the lookout for that and subscribe if you're interested. But seriously, Fuaga is a hot topic in the 2024 NFL draft, and he could use the Senior Bowl to legitimately elevate himself. He's currently offensive tackle #5, and he has 2 guys right ahead of him in J.C. Latham and Amarius Mims. And with that being said, he has Troy Fautanu out of Washington right behind him. So he's got a lot to lose and a lot to gain. With a great Senior Bowl performance, he could elevate himself to the 3rd best offensive tackle in this class. For all of these reasons combined, Fuaga is the #1 prospect on this list, being the one that you should watch out for the most in the Senior Bowl coming up. Which Senior Bowl participants did I miss on this list? Do you agree with my rankings? Let me know in the comment section below. Wait, are you not subscribed yet? Well, do it now. I release content like this all the time and would really appreciate your support. I'm Chase Keller from Chase Keller Journalism, and I will see you all next time.